What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. Everybody, for the most part, Pro Day is pretty much over. Today concludes the last really televised Pro Day, Colorado Boulder. You got, obviously, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and a couple other guys out there on the Pro Day. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, this probably might be my last mock draft. I don't know just yet. But currently speaking, here is my updated, new and improved 2025 NFL mock draft heading into, obviously, drafting season. So at number 1, I got Cam Ward, 2, Abdul Carter, 3, Travis Hunter, 4, Will Campbell, 5, Mason Graham, 6, Ashton Denty, 7, Shedeur Sanders, 8, Jalen Walker, 9, Mike Green, 10, Shamar Stewart, 11, Kevin Banks Jr., 12, Tech McMillan, 13, James Pierce Jr., 14, Tyler Warren, 15, Jahad Campbell, 16, Mikael Williams, 17, Jahdae Barron, and 18, Luther Burden III. So, when you look at the Carolina Panthers, I talked about it yesterday on my episode, Jalen Walker is the guy that we have been really heavily talking to. Now, it's not foreign to us to go off the ledge and draft somebody else. Leading up to the draft, when Bryce Young was selected, we was heavily in communications with C.J. Stroud. We ended up going with Bryce Young, which I agreed with. I thought he was the better quarterbacks out of the two, and you're seeing this year how he closed out the season was better than C.J. Stroud. But when you look at Jalen Walker and just the rest of the pass rushers that is on this board currently speaking, Jalen Walker is probably about the second to third, really the second best prospect at the edge. We know universally regarded Abdul Carter is the best defensive player not named Travis Hunter. That's why he's going number 2 overall. We know that the Tennessee Titans, they might go Abdul Carter, they might go quarterback. We know Travis Hunter might be a Giant, he might be a Patriot. And when you just look at this board, look at everybody else that's an edge rusher. Mike Green, I talked about him here and there. Shamar Stewart is really more of a wild card. Mikael Williams, I've obviously talked about him and us possibly linking up with him. And then obviously James Pierce Jr. is another guy that could possibly be up there and that we might select. But just as things currently falling, if you just look at everybody's need, like, I know for certain, if you look at just the first 7 teams, there is 4 teams, 4 to 5 teams that need a quarterback. The Titans obviously need a quarterback. The Browns obviously need a quarterback, especially what the owner said. The Jets damn sure need a quarterback. The Giants obviously need a quarterback. And then, obviously, the Raiders need a quarterback as well. So you're talking about within those first 7 picks, there's going to be 2 quarterbacks that's already taken. Now, everybody else, Will Campbell, it might be Mason Graham, it might be Will Johnson, it might be Ashton Denty. You know Travis Hunter is not falling outside of the top 4. So just looking at this is what I think, currently speaking, my mock draft looks like. It obviously has time to get edited and shaped up, especially with Colorado Pro Day going on right now. I'm not going to lie, the dude looks special. Shedeur Sanders looks really good throwing the football right now. I'm going to get to the Colorado Boulders just a little later on, but that's my mock draft currently speaking. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, my second day selection, there has been a safety out of the University of Texas that has kind of gone under the radar. Now, for whatever reason, the Texas Longhorns have guys that should be regarded highly in the first round. We know Jahdae Barron. We know, obviously, Isaiah Bond and Matthew Golden. But there's a guy by the name of Andrew Mukabu, I'm probably butchering his name, that has a first-round talent grade, but he's just going under the radar. And he's going under the radar because there's other safeties like what's my guy name from Georgia? I've talked about him. Can't think of his name right now. But when you look at Andrew and what he presents for a defense, 15 games played, 7 pass breakups, 4 tackles for losses, 5 interceptions, 69 total tackles, he is going to be able to change a defense instantly. We know we need another safety. We already got our safety and Trayvon Moehrig in free agency, but we can't go out here and throw Sam Franklin out to the dogs. I'm sorry. He's not going to cut it. You know we let go of Jordan Fuller. You know we let go of Xavier Woods. We need another safety. A second-day selection, has a first-round talent grade, played for the University of Clemson, played for the University of Texas. He's a guy that can produce, and he's going to produce. Putting in the right situation with the defensive line, he might be a guy that we take in the second round. And you already know how I feel about us mortgaging our 4 fourth-rounders. Let's go out here and go get an extra second-rounder. Let's go out here and get an extra third-rounder. Hell, if we can, let's go out here and get an extra first-rounder. There is possibilities and trades that could be made. Andrew is not above us drafting, currently speaking. He's going to be a guy that can play all over the field, ball hawking safety, and just be on the lookout for him in his second day selection. Now, my third day pick, there is a guy by the name of Jimmy Horn that is currently going on right now, Pro Day. He has shades of Tank Dell. Now, if you don't know who Tank Dell is, he is a guy that is a receiver for the Houston Texans. He was a guy that came onto the scene and bursted onto the scene with C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud had Nico Collins, and he had Tank Dell. Jimmy Horn can be the Tank Dell for the Carolina Panthers. Now, if we are set on going our first 2 picks defense, if we're set on going either cornerback with the first pick or defensive line with the first pick and linebacker the second pick or cornerback or defensive back with the second pick, then you know you got to go get another weapon for Bryce Young. If Isaiah Bond is gone, Jimmy Horn is a guy that can produce. He hasn't had a lot of receiving yards this past season. I understand that. And he only has 11 total touchdowns throughout his career, never had a season over 1,000 yards. But he's explosive. 37 receptions this past season, 441 receiving yards, 11 total career touchdowns, average 40 yards per game. But that's not really doing him a service on the impact that he brought to the Colorado Boulders. If you watch Colorado, he is able, 1, to take the top off of a defense. 2, he's able to have great run after the catch. And 3, he also provides game in the special teams. Like when you're getting a Jimmy Horn, you're going to use him in jet screens. You're going to use him in a tunnel screens. You're going to use him in jet sweeps. You're going to get the ball in his hands out in space because you know what problem he presents to a defense. And you just think about all the guys that Bryce Young had at his disposal at the University of Alabama. It was speed. He had a Jahmyr Gibbs. He had a Jamison Williams. He had a John Mechie. He had guys around him. So let's not act like quarterbacks nowadays don't need a superstar or they don't need guys to go out here and play. Jimmy Horn is a guy that can produce. He might be a 4th round, 5th round selection. Why not use it? I mean, he's better than a lot of other options you got. You don't really have a true burner on your team, currently speaking. You got Adam Thielen, who's the oldest receiver in the NFL. You got Xavier Legette, who's known more for his talking rather than his play. And then you got a rookie, Jalen Coker, who might have a regressing season next year. So, all in all, man, Jimmy Horn, he's going to be a guy that is going to be there. Andrew Mabuka, probably butchering his name, is going to be a guy that can be there in the second day. And currently speaking, like I said, man, this is my mock draft. This is what I'm thinking about and what I'm looking at currently speaking of how everything is going to fall and play out. Like I said, the pro days are officially concluded. You might see Abdul Carter slide because of his injury. And if he slides, he better come to the Carolina Panthers. Once again, man, Panthers Pride, we out, baby.